Well, if you thought those previous segments were a little controversial, this one is really going to be controversial, but no one better than Laura Guttridge to talk about this particular issue, because I think really, Laura, and first of all, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
I think when you even convinced me that I could learn to love alligators, you know, I said, you've got to come back and talk about this, because this is an amendment on our state constitution. And talk about the amendment, if you will. And first of all, I want to tell our viewers that Laura Guttridge is the county coordinator for Floridians for Humane Farms. And that's what this is all about. I'll say right off the bat, Laura, my problem with this is that I don't think it should be on the state constitution. I don't think I think it demeans our constitution. Go for it.
Okay, well, the state constitution is set up in such a way to where when the legislatures are unresponsive to the will of the people, then we are able to go through the proper channels and get this on the ballot. In our case, it was getting over, or close, should I say, to 500,000 signatures. So there are a lot of voters, Florida voters, who want to see this happen. And we tried to go another direction. It wasn't working. This was our only alternative. And the state constitution is set up for these types of amendments. There are many amendments, very similar.
But is it worthy of an amendment?
Well,
to our constitution?
Well, it's the only way that we could do this. We had no other alternative.
And I'm going to speed you right along, because I know there's some thoughts you really want to get out. The differences between the United States Constitution and a state constitution is very, very viable.
Right, and a lot of people don't understand that. They hear Constitution and right away they think of the United States Constitution, which is an historical document considered sacred by many, including myself. And this has nothing to do with that. This is a state constitution, and it's, like I said, set up for this purpose.
All right, now there are people out there right now saying, what in the world are they talking about? What is this particular amendment?
Well, okay, it's to protect the sows, which are female pigs, which are, they're kept in what are called gestation crates. They're crates that measure 7 feet long, 2 feet wide. The pigs are unable to turn around. They're kept in there for 4 years. They're constantly kept pregnant for the 4 years of their lives. And these are in mega hog farms.
In Florida, though? Do we have a problem in Florida?
Well, it's not as big of a problem as it is in, say, North Carolina. But we're trying to prevent that problem. There are a handful of them here, so it won't make a significant economic impact on us, but it will help those pigs that are crated right now in Florida, but it is a handful. But what our main point here is to stop them from coming in and creating all kinds of problems like they have in the Carolinas.
In other words, having those farmers come into Florida and do the same thing. The fact that these pigs, and which you feel is extremely humane, and I know that you brought a picture here a couple of years ago and we talked about it, and it is inhumane, there's no question, but is there a reason for this, and what would the farmers say? Okay,
well, their reason is that it's more efficient, but the small family farmer, they do not practice this. It's just the mega hog farms, and they do it, they treat the animals like they're commodities and not living beings.
Is there another way to do it?
Yes, which if the bill does pass, they will have to either go to group housing, which is what is preferred, or make the crates larger. But
why would this be expensive? Why would this not be just a typical thing to do?
Well, that is that it's typical for a family farmer, the small family farmer that is, by the way, being snuffed out by these big mega hog farmers.
Well, that's the way of the world, though.
Well, and also though,
the Walmarts and the mom and pops.
True, but these are living animals that we're talking about here, and it's not about vegetarianism. It's about treating animals with some level of respect. But another issue I'd like to just point out is that
1 minute, so
there's an environmental problem with all these mega hog farms, the pollution, the groundwater that they pollute from the waste runoff, not to mention the stench. They usually set up in areas.
Where are they located in Florida? Do we know?
Well, they're scattered, but they're usually, like, if the big mega hog farmers were to come in here, they'd probably go to Fellsmere, Gifford, and the main reason is because they devalue all the property next to them, because not only of the contamination, but the stench is horrible.
Do you know, there is so much, and of course this is Amendment, what number?
10.
Amendment 10. Check it out. Go into it. You've listened to Laura Guttridge, who is the county coordinator for Floridians for Humane Farms. Truly is an inhumane situation when you see the pictures of it, but you know, there are always two sides to every story. Laura, thanks so very much. I hope you'll come back and we'll talk about some of your other causes.
I'd love to, thanks.
Because she also happens to be the wife of darling Bobby Guttridge, that we cut his hair off right on TV. Loved it.
He was mad about that, too.
I know, it's wonderful though. Laura, thanks so very much, and I know this is a very passionate thing for you, and it certainly gives us food for thought. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks, Marsha.
And that's it for Town Talk today. If you have an issue that you'd like to have hashed, give me a call. Town Talk. We hope you've enjoyed our show today, and we'll see you next time.